video. I just got this in the mail yesterday. This is one of those like magnifying lenses things, the flexible ones, so hopefully I can keep it in my backpack. I'm just gonna creating a little embarrassing video at the front of my house, but we got good sun, clear sky, so very windy though. So I'm gonna show you how quickly this gets going, and got a tiny little bit of fatwood shavings that I'll throw on top to make up for yesterday. Anyway, I'll splice this to a longer video. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's on fire. It seemed to have gone out, but there we go. That was strictly on top of the fatwood then. I'm under pressure, got to go to the shops, but tiny little miniature fire going, and just wanted to show you how quickly this sort of works. It actually starts smoking in a couple of seconds, so if you had some char or just straight up punk wood, it'd go within probably maybe 5 seconds or something. Okay, thanks guys. G'day everyone. My Saturday video. I made a couple this morning. I've actually made a few videos today, and I'm having terrible issues with the wind. Neighbour's got a high pressure water thing going. He's been doing his roof all day. Cars have been coming up and down the road. Mrs. has been interrupting me. My dog's been interrupting me. So it's been a hell of a day to try and get filming. The footage I have had, I don't know what's going on, but the video is going to slow motion and I'm not touching it, so I'm having another shot to see what happens. I've deleted some videos. I don't know whether it's got anything to do with space or usable space or memory on my device. No idea, so hopefully this one turns out. The video that did work the best with the least amount of interruptions, I'll splice that in either at the start or at the end. That was meant to be for a Fatwood Friday. Yeah, sorry guys, it's a day late, but anyway, there's a little tiny bit of fatwood in there, just sprinkled on at the end. It was also to help test out one of my flexible magnifying sort of glassy lens things. It worked extremely well. Let's see, if you get it in the right spot, it'll go up in about, I'll say 3 to 5 seconds. You'll have flame within about 8 to 10, 12 seconds, depending on the material and depending you've got what you've got the little hot spot on. I tried a few different sorts of things today, and depending on whether it's layered grass and things like that, stuff that's not solid, you kind of got to find the right spot because it doesn't work on the 3D sort of stuff. But if you've just got it on a nice flat piece, I lit up paper bark, leaves out of the garden, punk wood, char cloth, pretty much nearly anything. It just like goes up, so you'll actually get flame. You don't even need to worry about embers and blowing embers. It'll just go to flame. It'll start smoking, start embering, and you just keep holding it on there that little bit longer, an extra 5 seconds, and woof, you've got fire. Anyway, unfortunately about 7 of my videos stuffed up, so that was a late g'day Fatwood Friday thing to all of those people. Today I thought I'll show you, I've got 3 Spyderco videos for the knife and EDC and just for general purpose show and tell, that I'll give Cold Steel a break today. But I've got 3 Spyderco knives here, again just little overviews, nothing like sensational. but we can go into detail at a further point in time if anybody chooses, or someone asks questions or get enough interest. Anyway, so the first one is a little ladybug. Just move it around a little bit because hopefully with the light there, hopefully one of the angles you should be able to see it. So this is a tiny ultralight little knife. I thought that that's something I could EDC when I'm going into places that it's going to be harder to take a knife conventionally. Around outlaws, I always like to have something on me. You just never know when you need it. So for whatever purpose that is, it's not just self-protection or whatever. It's, you know, everybody knows knives are handy. It's always handy to have a blade, and you need one when you don't have one. So that's why I try to EDC something small, and that's my whole theory with everything, from starting from scratch and going off the 2 is 1, 1 is none sort of thing. After going down that route, I then sort of, after buying a lot of stuff, spending a lot of money, I noticed that there's so much that I don't need, and I can leave it. It just tended to stay on the shelf at home rather than being on me or in my bag or whatever. So I've gone to the theory that smaller and lighter and more compact is more likely to be with me all of the time. Okay, so that was the little ladybug. That one had a 1 3/4 inch blade, or 43 mil for us guys, and I can't tell whether it says VG10 on the blade or it's V8. I'm leaning towards it's VG10, but I don't know. I'm not a knife snob. I don't get right into them. I just seen it. It was second hand. I think I paid $50, maybe $30 or $50. I can't remember now. I just seen it, went, yep, that's tiny and light, and I jumped on it. The next one is the Delica. These three are Spydercos. The Delica one, serrated. Hopefully I can get the right light angle there. 2.5 inch blade or 63 millimeters. Again, same steel. It's either VG10 or V810. I can't read it. I'm leaning again towards VG, but anyway, it is what it is. So all of them have got the typical Spyderco little hole there. This one's a lock back or a back lock, however you say it. It's pretty light, nice and light. Good little knife. Carried this around a fair bit. For a long time I swapped her and changed around all my different knives. Yes, this is serrated. Some people don't like it. I have no problem with it, although I do tend to use a more conventional blade for my general purpose tasks, only because it's easier. So fairly lightweight. I don't know what the weight is, but it's definitely not heavy, and it's a little bit slimmer than my third knife, which is the Para 3. This is a little bit bigger. Blade size isn't bigger, but it's got a thicker spine, thicker blade stock. But they're kind of about the same sort of size. Very similar in weight. I might even say that the Para 3 is a little bit lighter. It's meant to be a light. I can't remember whether it's Para 3 lightweight or ultralight or something like that, but there's no steel liners in it. Neither is this one. But this one here is more of a it's more of a frame locky sort of thing, operated from the back. I have no issues with them. I EDC'd this one for quite a long time, but what I found with this, it actually went missing for a while. And I found this down beside my couch, down beside the seat. And then it sort of got me thinking, this one cost me about 140 plus shipping, so roughly about 155 Australian dollars. This one here was second hand. These two were second hand, this one was new. This one here cost me about $50 ish plus shipping, so you know, mate, we'll call it $60. This one here cost me a little bit more, and after losing it down the couch, and it's gone through the wash as well. It's so light actually, it sits on my shorts. I've taken it off when I've gone to have a shower, didn't think about it, and you can hear tung 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 in the washing machine, and it ended up being my knife. So because it's light enough and quite spendy, and it's come off, and I've lost it, misplaced it for a while, just not knowing it's there, and then when I get up I don't even notice that it's not there. So that also got me thinking about, okay, if I'm going to carry around ultralight knives for EDC, I kind of don't want them to be too expensive, because twice this one's gone missing for like 5 months at a time, and then found it down the couch by accident. So it could be very easy to lose. I've also had some of my other lightweight knives go missing as well. It's the same old story. They're on the inside waistband carry. I sit down in my car, it falls out and it goes underneath the car seat, or I sit down on the couch, or you know. So I've kind of put a little bit of thought into it, and we've gone, right, I'm going to go back to lightweight, cheaper knives. So probably sub $70 knives. Still want them to have good action. I prefer flippers, so they flip open nice and easy. But either way, I want them to open easy, nice and light, and not too expensive that I cry if I lose them. Okay, so that'll do for the Spydercos. Everybody knows they got a great reputation. I believe all three of these, oh no, the two second-handy ones, the Delica one and the Ladybug, are made in Japan, and I believe the Para 3 says made in the US. Yep, Colorado, Golden, Colorado. So yeah, anyway, we all know that they're pretty good. Okay, I'm going to show you some silky saws now. This is my little collection of silky saws. I've got some, my mate's got some silkies as well, and we've done extensive testing with them. They've been pretty thrashed. The Katana Boy's probably had the least amount of work, and the little Pocket Boy, but Sugo Waza and the Gomboy 240, they've been thrashed pretty hard. They're still cutting really good, they still do really nice cuts. On our hardwood though, that's pretty much all I cut with them. They've definitely had a hard time. Anyway, so what I got is the Pocket Boy 130. That's 130 millimeters, or 5-inch blade. You can get it in the 170 as well. You can swap the blades out on them. You know, I can put a 170 blade into this one if I choose, but I wanted the nice pockety thing for when I go hiking or whatever like that, you know. This one is specifically for small branches, for building little shelters and things like that, where I don't want to take a big backpack, or usually these two will travel together. This one's for chopping down the bigger stuff, and this one's for more intricate work, but also I got the extra fine because it cuts little branches really well. If you've got the bigger ones, they tend, if the branches, now this is the thing with silky saws, you kind of got to, it's not only how hard the wood is, but it's also the diameter of the branch. Because these grab so well, if you are cutting, if you've got too an aggressive tooth, or too large of a tooth, and you're cutting too small of a branch or stick or whatever piece of timber for the size of that tooth, you'll tend to drag it and move the job. Where if you go to the smaller tooth, you'll cut through it easier, and you won't get as much drag, and you won't be moving the workpiece as much. So that's why I've got these, to complement each other. They don't weigh a lot. This one can take care of the bigger stuff. This one can do the smaller tasks for cutting joints or anything like that if I'm making a shelter, and also for cutting tinder and kindling. I got this. You know, I've hardly ever gone camping and ever needed to split a lot of kindling. Usually if I'm going camping somewhere, we go for a little walk, we'll go for a little foot patrol, find fallen dead sticks on the ground, we drag them over, and that even goes up to, we find huge branches or dead trees, and me or one other person will drag a whole tree back to our camp, and usually we just feed it into the fire. But I just got these because I got into all of my sort of bushcrafting, survival-y, prepping, sort of just outdoor camping sort of thing, you know. Some people buy houses and cars, and I buy shit. So I'm very tool heavy, and in a way I've bought that so I've got the knowledge and I've got the stuff and the experience that I can help my friends or help anybody out on YouTube. I can hopefully sort of guide them in a way that don't waste your money on this. Yes, that's very good and highly recommended. So it's too easy to watch reviews and go, that's it, I'm going to do that. Because I was that guy, I was watching all that, and it's just never ending amounts of, I need this and I need that and I need this, and 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So, yeah. Okay, so what else can I tell you about this? It's 165 grams, so it's basically like a big pocket knife. And the 240 Gomboy curved blade, it's 240 millimeters blade, obviously. It's 9.5 inches for the American guys. It's 270 grams, so still not really that heavy for such a big saw. Curved blade, that's for cutting up on angles, cutting. Straight blade is better for horizontal 90-degree sort of strokes. Curved blade is designed for above or on downward angles. And again, all of the silkies except for the Katana Boy, all the other ones, the foldable ones, they've got the 2-position blade. So the second position allows your knuckles to get really close to the ground. So very good. This is the large tooth, I believe it is. Yeah, I believe all the orange ones are curved, and it's got the large tooth, so yeah. Sugo Wazza, the pirate saw. It's got a real flash handle on it, comes with that sheath, which you need it because they're bloody so sharp. Yeah, you can probably see on that. This one's had a hell of a beating. You know, this is the one that I do all my thrashing. We've cut down big dead trees with this. Well, when I say big for the saw, you know, probably 10 to 12 inch maximum. But I've cut down a few around that 7-8 inch sort of mark. It'll breeze through those sort of 6-inch ones. Once you're starting to get up around 8-inch diameter, like hardwood trees, you start to know it. You've got to really work for it. But again, this sort of handles it quite easily. It's still very sharp. You'd really hurt yourself with this easily, but still performs great. Unbelievable cuts. The silky saws leave beautiful cuts. Really, really nice. Now, I was told that when you're using the silky, especially when you've got these little hook things on the end of them, I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but you're meant to draw these things about halfway through your job. So instead of going just shortcuts, you're actually meant to pull right back inside the job with these. And you're not pushing forwards. It's like a steam train motion. You're pulling back, up and forward, back, up and forward. And that allows you to get a lot bigger cut, or cut down a lot bigger trees and branches than what the blade actually sort of shows you. So yeah, this will I've got good faith in this. This would, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere there and your branches aren't as, and your timber's not as hard, this will breeze through a lot of stuff. What can I tell you about this one? Sugo Waza, 710 grams, so just under a kilo, a little bit under a kilo. The blade is 420 millimeters long, or 16.5 inches. It's got a replaceable blade as well. You just unscrew that little disc there. It's got a Allen key screw holding that in, but you actually don't need it really if you only do it up finger tight. That disc is there. It's serrated, the disc's serrated, so that'll let you get a bit of a grip on there. I have just given it a little bit of a nip up with an Allen key just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Very impressed. I like it. Like it a lot. You know, I can just, this has got lashing points, so you can lash this to the back of your backpack, or if you've got molly or whatever on your backpack there, so, or strap it to your motorbike or whatever. These are great for going trail riding on your motorbike. Especially these two, they would be really good. And there's also a bigger one, a big boy, which is bigger than the, I think they go up to 200, they started about 270 millimeter blades, and probably, I'm not sure what they go up to, maybe the 320, 350 millimeter or something like that. But yeah, the old pirate saw, Sugo Waza, love it. Okay, now we go to the big boy. This is the Katana 650. I believe there's the Katana 500, 650, and they make the 1 meter. I don't know if there's any others, but the 1000 or 1 meter. This one doesn't have the second blade notch feature in it. But again, this is probably designed around not really the small little tasks. And this is for lopping down forests. This is for the forest apocalypse, you know, and it does work really good. Canadian Prepper does a very good video with this and the 1000, and he's like destroying trees, like he's bringing them down like no drama at all. That pretty much sold me, but I did watch quite a few reviews before I spent the money. This isn't a cheap saw. This is, I forget the price on this, but I'm pretty sure I paid over 300 Australian dollars for this. So some of you might go, oh my god, that's a lot of money, but yes, you can buy a chainsaw for around the same sort of money. Yes, a chainsaw will, as long as it starts easily and you have fuel and a clean plug, etc., etc., for the same money, a chainsaw will beat this in a race. The chainsaw will run out of fuel. It will get fouled plugs. It is hard to start. The chainsaw weighs a fair bit more. It's a bulky thing to pack away, or you know, there's no way or very unlikely that you're gonna put on your backpack, a chainsaw and fuel for it and carry it around. There's no chance, or very little chances, this is going to start a fire anywhere. Next to no chance. And when this is folded up, it doesn't take up much room. It doesn't weigh. It weighs probably half as much. Actually, it weighs 1.27 kilograms, or 1270 grams. It's got a blade of 650 or 25.6 inches for the American guys, and it's got extra large teeth. So this is made for either cutting bigger stuff, a lot bigger stuff. Otherwise, again, if you put this on small branches, you're going to find that the whole branch is going to be moving backwards and forwards. So that's where you got to match your silky saw and the teeth for the job at hand. So this is more for lopping down big branches or your trees. And what else can I tell you? With all of the silky saws, you have to be careful. These are extremely sharp. This one hasn't done a massive amount of work, and it is very sharp. I've climbed trees and used this to reach up to cut some trees that were growing into the power lines, and I was leaning this on some branches while I was reaching up to grab other branches to get myself into better positions, and I noticed that it's not balanced very well. So if it does tend to go, not only does it tend to fall, but it tends to roll and it falls this way. Whatever you do, don't try and catch this thing. Don't put your arm up to block it unless it's going to hit your face, because it will rip you open like nothing. And there is a video on YouTube that I seen where a guy did exactly that. He dropped it as it was falling. He went to catch it, and it ripped him open pretty well, easily. You don't even need to try. So you have to be very careful with these. Even the ladies that I bought these off, when I told them that I was taking these for bushcrafting and things like that on hikes, they said to us that you have to be especially careful, especially if you're going to walk a day over the mountains and there's no roads or no help nearby. These can hurt you. These will. I've actually been hit. It's up on my arm here, but they are very, very sharp. They do the job splendidly. You just got to treat them with care, just like anything that's knifey, sharp, or goes bang. You know, treat it with care and respect that it deserves, and you'll have no problems at all. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about all I'm going to sort of carry on today about. The video's been long enough. Unfortunately, my filming for outside with my fatwood Friday sort of thing and showing off my new magnifying lens didn't turn out, but I'm just going to revisit that when the weather's better. The wind was a pain in the ass today. So anyway guys, thanks a lot. Hopefully this didn't drag out too long, but that's a little bit more of the stuff that I have. So plenty more to come. Thank you. See you.